quiet office, a small team was waiting for something that could change their lives. No one was talking, and even the sound of the clock felt too loud in that room. They had built a simple idea, something that did not look powerful from the outside, but inside their minds, they believed it could change the future of entertainment. They were waiting for an answer from a very large company, and this answer could decide if their journey would continue or end right there. Every second felt longer, and nobody wanted to break the silence. It was not just a business moment anymore. It was a moment of uncertainty, fear, and hope at the same time. At the end of the 1990s, entertainment was very different from today. People could not simply open a phone or computer and watch movies instantly. Instead, they had to go outside, drive to a store, and rent physical DVDs. This process was slow and sometimes frustrating, but everyone accepted it because there was no alternative. Stores controlled what people could watch, and the system was built around physical media. It felt normal, even though it was far from perfect. Nobody really imagined a future where movies would be available instantly with just one click. Even though the system worked, there was a hidden problem that many people experienced. Late fees were a constant frustration. If someone returned a movie, even one day late, they had to pay extra money. Over time, this created silent frustration among customers. They did not complain loudly, but they felt it every time they used the service. The companies did not see this as a problem because it generated profit, but for customers, it slowly became something annoying and unfair. In a small office, a group of people started thinking differently. They asked a simple question: why should watching movies be difficult? Why should people drive to stores, wait in lines, or pay penalties? They believed there must be a better system, something easier and more modern. At first, the idea was very small and unclear, but they started working on it anyway. They imagined a world where movies could come directly to people instead of people going to movies. That idea slowly became a company called Netflix. At first, it was not a streaming platform. It was a DVD by mail service. People could choose movies online, and DVDs would be delivered to their homes. There were no stores, no driving, and no waiting in lines. It was simple, but also very different from everything else in the market. Many people did not take it seriously because it did not look powerful or revolutionary at that time. The founder of Netflix, Reed Hastings, believed strongly in the future of digital technology. He did not want to simply improve the old system. He wanted to replace it completely. He understood that the internet would grow, and people would eventually want instant access to everything. His vision was not based on current limitations, but on future possibilities. This kind of thinking made Netflix different from many other companies at that time. In the beginning, Netflix was very small and unknown. The company had limited money, few employees, and very little attention from the market. Many people did not believe in the idea, and some thought it would fail quickly. Competing with large companies seemed almost impossible. But the team continued working every day, improving their systems step by step. They believed that even small improvements could lead to something much bigger in the future. At one point, Netflix considered selling their company for $15 million. They believed it could be a good opportunity. They approached a large entertainment company and made the offer. But the company rejected it, thinking the idea was not important enough. They did not see Netflix as a real competitor. This decision seemed normal at the time, but it would later become one of the most famous missed opportunities in business history. After the rejection, the Netflix team left the meeting quietly. There was no celebration, no anger, just silence. But inside that silence, something changed. They realized that if they wanted to succeed, they could not depend on approval from others. They had to build something so strong that no one could ignore it. This moment gave them a new direction and a stronger purpose. As years passed, the world began to change. The internet became faster, more stable, and more important in daily life. People started spending more time online, and digital services became more popular. This shift was slow at first, but it was unstoppable. Netflix saw this change earlier than most companies and began preparing for a digital future. Netflix made a major decision. They started moving away from DVDs and focused on streaming technology. This meant people could watch movies instantly through the internet without waiting for delivery. It was a simple idea for users, but a huge technological shift for the industry. Entertainment was no longer physical. It was becoming digital, fast, and accessible. After launching streaming, Netflix began to grow quickly. More users joined every year, and the platform expanded beyond the United States. People started using it daily, and it slowly became a normal part of life. What started as a small idea was now becoming a global service. The company was no longer unknown. It was becoming essential. Traditional video rental stores began to lose importance. People no longer needed physical media to watch movies. The system that once controlled entertainment started becoming outdated. This change did not happen suddenly. It was a slow shift in human habits. But slowly, the old world was disappearing without much resistance. As more time passed, Netflix became a normal part of everyday life. People used it at home, on laptops, and later on phones. Watching movies instantly became something people expected, not something special. The company was no longer just an option. It was becoming the standard. Netflix expanded across the world. Different countries, different languages, and different cultures all started using the same platform. Entertainment became global and unified under one system. The company that started as a small idea was now influencing how the entire world watched stories. The entertainment industry began to change completely. Studios started producing content directly for streaming platforms. The way movies and series were created, distributed, and consumed was no longer the same. Netflix was not just a company anymore. It was shaping an entire industry. Big traditional companies began to lose influence while digital platforms grew stronger. The balance of power in entertainment was shifting. Companies that once controlled everything were now trying to adapt quickly to survive. The industry was entering a completely new phase. Netflix was no longer just a platform. It had become a habit. People watched shows every day, recommended series to friends, and spent hours on the platform without thinking about it. It was now part of daily life for millions of people around the world. What started as a small DVD by mail idea had completely transformed into a global entertainment system. The company had changed not only how people watched movies, but also how they understood entertainment itself. Everything had become faster, simpler, and more connected. The story of Netflix shows that success does not depend only on size or power. It depends on timing, vision, and the ability to understand change before it happens. A small idea can become something global if it solves a real human need. And the future always belongs to those who are ready to move first.